Whoa. All right. Bit some technical difficulties over here.
Hey everyone, we're having some technical difficulties right now, and Eno is joining back. Yeah, he's right here. All right, great. I'm gonna hand the stage back to Eno, and yeah, good seeing you guys again. Yep, Eno, you good? All right.
Hi, everyone. How are you? Sorry, Nick. Thanks for taking over for a little bit. Can you hear me?
Yep, all good. Sound great.
Okay, I'm going to take you off stage. Thank you very much. That was a little bit of a hiccup. That's not what I expected. I am here in Berlin, Germany, over at the W3 Hub, which is a space that is rented out by Super Team Germany. And although it is a great place to live and meet cool folks, for whatever reason, right as we started the forecast with flawless internet, it decided to rug. So that was a unexpected. Nick, right? I'm just going to bring Nick back on the stage. Nick, can you confirm that we were in like the stream before the forecast for like an hour with no issue, and then all of a sudden it's like cut out?
Yeah, basically, I was just looking at the screen, and Eno was just dropping off. I was like, oh, okay, and
Yeah,
it's funny. Yeah.
exactly when the stream is starting.
All right.
Okay, so look, we're going to get the show back on the road. So sorry for those technical difficulties, folks. So I believe yes, we're good. Okay, Nick, we will talk to you later. Thanks for time. Everyone, it's good to see you. My name is Eno. I'm the Chief Vibes Officer over at Sanctum. This is Sanctum Forecast number 16. I think that we have a lot of our own community members attending this forecast. It's been 3 weeks since we last spoke, and it's so good to see you all again. We have so many updates to give for Sanctum. One of the things I love about giving updates for Sanctum every three or 2 weeks is there's so much to talk about. I mean, like, trust me, like, we have updates to give every week, but it feels so much more exciting when you can together 6, 7, 8, 9 different announcements all at the same time. Okay, we're going to start off with the Sanctum forecast, and you guys all know why we're here. We're here to talk about all about the Sanctosphere, right? So what exactly is the Sanctosphere? Well, it's bullish news we have around Sanctum, right? It's all the updates, it's all the new products, it's all these wonderful new, progressions to Sanctum and where we are today. We talk about delightful products because we are always shipping products. In fact, there is something that I will be teasing towards the end of this call. I think you guys will be very excited to see what it is that we've been kitchen. It's funny because these plans have been laid out, well in advance before I even joined. I joined Sanctum in January, early February. So it's been months since I've been aware of these developments, and even before I had joined Sanctum, again, like. The been cooking some of these products, and so now the time is almost here, and you guys must be bubbling with excitement. Like, what the heck is all this stuff? So that's a part of the Sanctosphere as well. All the delights, and of course the Sanctum governance machine, which we've taken a quick pause on, but ASR rewards will still be available over the next 3 months, and we will definitely votes for you guys to consider. And trust me, we're going to be opening back up again and sharing a lot more the very near future, and can't wait to tell you about the way that we think about. We also have exciting new hire that is going to be helping us with such governance, and I'm really excited to tell you who this person is. In fact, if you have been going to the physical events, I think most are in the know who this person is. Like, what, he's joining Sanctum, and he's been a long-term community member. About as big of a hint as I'm willing to give. But yeah, he will be joining in the next week, and I would actually love to have him on the stream next week, or maybe next forecast that we have, because I think he's just such a wonderful addition to all the things that we do here over at Sanctum. And of course, we're here to do it with the most earnest Cloud fam. It feels so good to be able to yell again. I am in a phone booth or is it a phone booth? I don't know what exactly to call these things. It's like a pod. Right, it's like soundproof, which is really nice because, like, I can yell at the top of my lungs and I actually won't be bothering anybody. That's a nice feeling. Ginga, hello, good to see you, my friend. Every single time I see Ginga, I know we don't agree on everything, but I think that care about the future of Sanctum, and that's the most important thing, right? So, like, even though there might be specific points in which we might have disagreement or even disappointment on Ginga's side towards us, at the very least, we are very receptive to every comment that he has, and I actually pay attention to what Ginga has to say, so trying to keep him happy. And we also have OG Cloud fam in the room. We have Maggle Darren, hello, back the stream, and Killer Poe. I don't think that we've met on the stream before or in real life, but we have. Please feel free to correct me. DeFi Secret. Oops, that's not what I wanted to. Okay, DeFi Secret. Hello, guys. Good to see you. And let's light up the chat. Cloud fan, super excited to tell you all this stuff that's happening in the same. And we have a few hundred people on the stream. It's very good to see y'all, and let's get this show rolling. Okay, so I've actually changed today's slide, because in the past I used to say we're here to celebrate the wins together as a community, and then afterwards the market was really down. So I said we're here to support each other as one big family. And then afterwards, the market recovered a little bit. And so I wanted to bring back the builder vibes. And so I would always say we're here to build together as one big family. And now we've actually been building so much, and it's about time to start releasing soon, that I've changed the slide to we're here to celebrate together as one big. It's about time. And I'm really glad, because when I first joined Sanctum, I think the vibes just in general for like crypto and the market and Solana and meme coin season, we were right in that, and so it felt much more celebratory. And then quickly after Trump's election, there's been a lot of stuff that's been going on. I'm not here to talk politics. I'm just talking the general timeline. After he became president, then the market was in a different situation. Some pain had by all. Now we're back, I believe, actually, and I'm more excited than I have been in recent weeks, just because of it. Just feels like the timing for everything that's happened is perfect. And sometimes the timing is just bad. It's not always in your favor, but I feel like the winds are shifting in our favor, and I can't wait to tell you why I believe those things. So very soon, I think that we're going to be celebrating together as one big family. Okay. We got Broski. Oh, Bros. I know why Broski is here. Broski is here is because he's been pestering me for the alpha. So he's that I'll slip up, and I'll I'll give you guys some alpha. And Broski, glad that you joined, because I actually will be doing that. I won't be slipping up. It's very intentional. But yeah, I will be giving you some alpha for stuff to expect from Sanctum. Johnny, also one of my favorite Sanctum Cloud Fam members. I put him in the same category as Ginga. People that I should definitely listen to if I want to keep people happy. So Johnny, it's always good to see you. Love to see you, honestly. And I do love that PFP. It's like the Joker with like the mask from the Dark Knight, the A. Very, very quality PFP. Okay, I'm rambling a little bit, but yes, we are here to celebrate because there's actually a lot of shit to celebrate. Oop, am I allowed to? I am, because it is the Sanctum Forecast Show. Moving on. Rules. You guys already know the house rules. Some of you are probably already bored with this, but I have to say it. Number one, spam the chat. We actually have some potential merch to be giving away in the future. It's a new that I'll be starting. So if you're interested in some really custom Sanctum merch that's a little experimental, then I really recommend that you start getting lit up in the chat, because Nick and I will be paying attention. And the more that, see, suddenly everyone starts spamming the chat. I freaking knew it. People who were just watching, as soon as you say merch, everybody everybody starts talking. NY Soul, Hillary Chikendu. Hey, what's up? How far, my brother? Some digits, of course. Yeah, of course. But no, we do have some really cool merch in the works, but it's really experimental. So kind of my thinking, I'll share some of my thinking around merch later. But yeah, spam the chat, and we will definitely be keeping notes to see who really deserves the experimental merch. Moving forward, I need you guys to think long term. Even though things are looking up right now, we should not allow ourselves to feel comfortable with the improvements that we've made, right? Like, this is just a first step. Like, obviously, as a community, we've been through a lot. There was a lot of early optimism, and then some people joined the family. And, it's been a bit of a rocky experience for everyone, including myself. But, right now we're in a period of what looks like optimism. But I don't want to take that optimism granted. I still want to think long term, right? So like, even when things are looking, you still be worried about existential risk, and what the future looks like for you. How are you going to innovate to keep your position and or expand upon the things that you're already doing? So even though this is a moment of optimism, I don't want to lose sight of the bigger picture. If the market's down, I don't care. If the market's up, I don't care. What I care about is making sure that we are positioning ourselves to be brave and especially in a bear market, and be able to weather that storm, build very strong community connections while we have the chance and the opportunity, while you guys are listening. And number two is, even when the market is up, we're not getting too cocky. We're staying humble. We understand that we have a long way to go. In fact, FP time, I really appreciate the way that he puts it, but we're only 1% of where we want to be, and where we currently are in the markets that we're dealing with are small potatoes. We're looking for something much, much bigger. Please think long. Doesn't matter if the market's up or down. And also, I need y'all to be thoughtful and kind. I actually caught myself this week being a little bit unkind to someone who was annoying me. And, we make mistakes. I guess I just want to take this opportunity to say, like, even though I preach this all the time, like, be thoughtful and kind, like, some of you might meet me in real life, realize, like, I'm having an off day, or, like, I'm not exactly the and it's okay. I'm trying to be graceful, not only to others but also to myself. Like, stuff like that happens, but always try to remember, even though sometimes we have failures, to be thoughtful and kind. So it's actually nice to see this reminder on the Sanctum Forecast. It reminds me to be a better human being. And last but not have a good time, because if we're not having a good time, what are we doing here? Like, you guys are giving me your precious time and listening to all these wonderful Sanctum updates. And even Nick, I'm going to put Nick back up here. spending a lot of time as well, grinding for Sanctum, grinding for all of you, grinding for me, grinding for the entire team. He's working on a bunch of stuff in the ecosystem, and it's just like, yeah, like you're having a good time, Nick.
Yeah, I mean, great time. So, yeah, I've been seeing a lot of activity in the chat as well. So it's really, yeah, really feeling the crowd as well. So yeah, thank you all for
Yes.
joining, and yeah, please keep the chat lively, and we love to see that. Yeah, keep them coming.
Yes, absolutely. All right. Thank you very much for the assist, Nick. Okay, we will continue to keep this show rolling. And as you guys know, we always do 50 USDC for the forecast thread on X. And this week, the best forecast thread on X goes to Nenye. Congratulations to Nenye. He or she wrote, I mean, to be honest, it was, I don't know, it was a little creepy. It was like an AI mustached baby version of myself trained on my voice, and it wasn't me, but re-summarizing all the things that I said on the last forecast call. And that was, I'm not gonna lie, that that scared me a little bit. But again, if you QR code, you can see this horrific AI baby mustached monstrosity. And then you could check out her work over there. But actually, it was quite. I don't know if I would give that the winner again, just because it did creep me out a little bit. But I had to respect the innovation and the hustle. So at the very least, that's something to be admired. So if you guys are wondering again what this like really crazy AI, I was debating showing it on the forecast, but I I was afraid that I would upset the audience because it is a little disturbing. Not that disturbing, but it's disturbing to me. Probably not to you guys. It's just silly for you. But you can scan that QR code and see what a quality forecast thread looks like. Like honestly, these forecasts are so important. They help spread the message to people who otherwise might not be able to attend these calls. So if there's anybody here, I mean, we have 500 people on the stream, but if you're the type of person who loves activity and also cool things that our projects are doing, we would love to get you to share, because not everybody can sit for an hour because of work or because they're sleeping or because they just don't care enough to watch me babble for an hour. But if you write a thread on it though, like Nenye's threads and some of our forecast writers threads, they get to thousands of views, and that really helps spread the message for all the stuff that we're doing at Sanctum. It really matters. Each view counts. So I really want to say thank you to people like Nenya. And one other fun fact, Nenya is actually a two-time winner, which is incredible. We only have, I think, 3 people in total who have won multiple times. So Nenya, congratulations on being a third-time winner. Honestly, she's been continuing to write and write and write, and the quality of it is getting better. I mean, there's still more improvements to be made, but that's true for any human being. So keep on pushing, keep pushing the boundaries, improve the quality of your writing. In fact, Nenye, if you want to talk to me later about some tips about how to improve your forecast threads even more, let me know. I'd be happy to talk with you. But you're already doing such an incredible job, and again, you're a 2-time winner, so maybe you should be giving me advice. Moving on for today's agenda, of course, we are going to talk about Lightning Strike, all the latest and greatest developments here over at Sanctum. And after Lightning Strike, we're going to be talking about what to expect, because it's a little confusing right now. There's so much noise on the timeline, and so it's always nice when you get a little bit of a recenter from somebody who can help you guide your path, especially on your Sanctum journey. So starting with Lightning Strike and then what to expect. So with Lightning Strike, the first thing that we're going to mention here is just a little bit of lighthearted fun, and it's about the promise of merch that I've been talking about. Okay, not really a promise, but it's definitely something I want to experiment with. I want to do so. The worst thing for a company sometimes is that you can just like create a bunch of merch, and then it just kind of floats around and have some Jito t-shirts so here over at the Super Team office, and they're just sitting in a box, like no one's wearing them. And so like we don't want that, right? We want to create merch that's like really, really like something that like is rare, and there's not a lot, and it's not just sitting around somewhere. It's like something that you're looking for actively. And so the first idea, of course, comes from CW. These cloud plushies. I love this idea. I don't know like what the anybody else knows how to make plushies, please reach out to me. But this seemed to be very popular. The idea of having the cloud as a plushie. I know this is AI generated. I do agree that we have very memeable culture over here. So, Albus is looking very, very cute, a little sexy, and that seems like a fun idea. People are like, I want that plushie. I totally, 100%, 100%. Um, and not only the plushie, but also this is real. This is my wife wearing a Sanctum jersey. Actually, Nick got one of these as well. And so you could see at the Solana logo, the Cloud logo, Sanctum, your favorite number, right? So who wants a jersey? If you wanna, you want you want a jersey, or you want a maybe a clutchy. I just want to see how popular these are. That's why I call it an experiment. I don't making these if people don't actually want them. But this might actually be a really fun giveaway to do for future Sanctum forecasts. Just people who are being the most active in the chat, we can get you a custom Sanctum jersey with your own private number and your desired name on the back. This doesn't show the back, but yeah, I think this would be really fun for everybody. So if people are interested in the plushie or the jersey, just please let me know. In fact, you should be at me more on Twitter. That's how you can get me to move and do things. Is like if you yell at me on Twitter, then like I'm on there all the time. So like absolutely, I'll see your comments. So please let me know, jersey or plushie. But and use that as a fun little community building tool for everybody. An Infinity jersey actually sounds like an INF jersey. That sounds sick. I really love that idea. That's actually a new idea I'll explore. Moving on, Infinity. Holy smokes, guys. Can you believe this? This is absolutely crazy. We're at 12.34 million SOL. And you might just be like, whatever? Or like, it might be whatever at this point to you because the numbers are just like continuing to move up and up and up, and like 12 million. But you have to understand like how much money that is, right? Like we're talking about the last time I was on we had this forecast, we were at 11 million. It's like we had just announced that we had million SOL in 3 weeks. In literally 3 weeks, the protocol has increased by 1.3 million SOL. We're not talking about 1. million dollars. We're talking about 1 million SOL, which is hundreds of millions of dollars being deposited into the protocol. And one other crazy piece of information is I joined, end of January or the early February. So our TVL at that time was 8 million SOL. Okay. We are at 12.34 since I've joined. I don't think that's because of me. I think it's because of a lot of really smart partnerships that FP, the founder, even before my time, things like Camino Multiply, as well as Validator, having extremely high yield for Jupe Sol, and you combine that with Camino product, that has people are leveraging their Jupe Sol and other derivatives, and it's led to this explosion in TVL boost. So we're talking about hundreds of SOL being deposited into the protocol, and that was exactly the goal. Like that's just why it feels so nice, to make this progress, is because like we are actually, to put this into perspective, like when in the beginning of the year, like Jito SOL was at like 16 million, and like now we are at 12.34 within just a matter of months, like growing our protocol by 50, which is like millions and millions of SOL. So like this is just something to be really celebrated. Like I don't think people understand how big of a deal this is. Sanctum is now the 4th biggest protocol on Solana. We were the 6th in the beginning of the year. We are now the 4th biggest protocol. The only three protocols that are bigger than us are Jito at top, and then followed, I believe, by Jupiter, and then Camino in third. So fourth, Sanctum. So it's like, and the difference isn't that much. We're talking about the difference between 2 billion and 2.5 billion. So like we could easily catch up in terms of the most deposits in a Solana protocol. I actually think that it's crazy to me to think that by the end of this year, like we could actually be the number 1 protocol in Solana just by the amount of TVL assets in or like deposits, right? So that's just something to think about, is like we've come a long way. All the things that we said we were going to do, we have achieved. And not only that, but if you remember, we turned on the fee switch. It went live like about a month or so ago, but like we announced the fee switch about 2-3 months ago. So now Sanctum is more profitable than we've ever been before, which means we can do more things for cloud. We can do more things for you, the holder. We can do more things Like there are just so many more things that we and also we're hiring at an incredible rate with people who are S tier. I mean, people who are going to make Sanctum the next Jupiter and then take it beyond, right? It's so exciting to actually be here watching with my own eyes all of this progress from start to finish. But yeah, like we are at 12.34 million soul. People need to respect about in TVL right now. I think there's something that's mispriced, and it's definitely not, our LSTs. So, and something that's also been helping, like we got pull. I don't want to I don't want to brag here a little bit too much, but here's the thing: is like we got pull. We know how to talk to the right people, and one of the right people to talk to is Solana Foundation. And Solana Foundation, what did they do? They swapped into 400,000. 300. Well, because as a performance, but we're 300K INF, right? So we're talking about 60 million that Solana Foundation put into, net new LSTs for Sanctum. So this is like one of the biggest endorsements from up high. And like, honestly, like they have Soul, they have Aerosol, they have Jag Soul, and they got INF. I'm not going to comment anything else behind there. I'm just saying that they have INF. All the different types of LSTs they could be holding. It's not a coincidence that they're holding ours. Okay, it's because it's the highest yielding LST, right? It is, and it's been that way for a very long time. And Alkine is doing absolutely God's work. He's doing such a great job keeping up the yield on INF. Now I know that these new deposits are diluting the yield from INF a little bit, but still it is best in class for an LST. So Alkine is on absolute fire. We should have him on the next forecast. But yeah, we're making big moves, and Solana Foundation put in 400K worth of WSOL in exchange for 300K worth of INF. $60 million in the protocol, the LFG. Let's go. And also, oh man, I got to bring Nick on for this. Sorry, I'm going to publicly embarrass you. I won't embarrass you a little bit too much. I won't. I'm not here to shame you. But man, how long were you working on the cloud audit for, bro?
2-3 weeks. Yeah,
2 to 3 weeks. My butt. No. It was like a month and a half, right? It was forever.
No. I'm not taking that. No, not a month and a half. That's too long, man. 2 to 3 weeks.
Okay, I'm off so that he can't disagree with my. That's so mean. I'm kidding, Nick. I'm sorry. Yeah, it only took him about 3 weeks to do. But to be honest with you, it was a very, very difficult thing to do. Nick, I'm done bullying you. I'll bring you back. But it was very difficult, right? Like, tell us more about the cloud audit. Like, what is the cloud audit? People who don't know, and like, when is it gonna, like, just give the people the info. I'm actually gonna give you the stage, so I'll just tell everything they need to know about the cloud audit. Let's.
Okay, all right. So the cloud audit, what we wanted to do is basically to prove that cloud is not manipulated in any way, and we want to show transparency. So this is, of course, we don't have anything to hide. That's why we also wanted to prove that, and we can show every single cloud is accounted for, like even down to the 0.0001 cloud. So every single cloud that has ever been minted since Genesis has been accounted for, and we have done a detailed list of it. There's an Excel sheet, there's a report on it, so you'll be getting all of the info very quick when we publish it. It is done. We just need to double confirm it before we officially launch it. But yes, everything is accounted for. There's no insider trading. There's no selling from a team. There's no selling from the investor. Everything is properly locked up as we promised, and everything is basically accounted for. So yeah, that's basically the cloud audit that we've done.
Woo! I need you guys to take your fingers, put it over the W button, and just press W and then send it, because Nick did an absolutely wonderful job with it. At some points, he was doing it completely alone with no direction, while the rest of us were very busy making Sanctum what it is. The fourth biggest protocol in Solana, and soon to be the first. So yeah, let's give a W to Nick. And what I would say to NY Soul is, and this is a very good comment, isn't an audit usually done by an outside source? That's true, Nick. But see, and why am I calling you Nick? That's true, NY Soul. But the thing is that this is all on-chain data. So an outside firm doing an audit would usually make more sense in a case where an organization does not feel comfortable with opening up their and the information that they have privately with the world. In fact, that's why you have an outside auditor, is because a company does not want to share what they have internally, but they will share it to an auditor or a specific person who will know secret information, stuff that's proprietary to the business, but it's not published to the public, right? So like that's why you need an outside auditor. In the case of blockchain technology, as I know that you know, all of the transfers made by a wallet and all of the cloud is completely trackable. There's no like invisible cloud. Down to the single last token or even dust, you can find out where cloud exists and the record of how it got there. And so that's why an audit by an outside firm is not necessary in this case, because all the information is public, right? So like we basically, like, what did we do then? If you're saying, the information was all public, so what the hell was Nick doing? Well, what Nick was doing was making it like very like, because you guys don't know what wallet belongs to who, right? And you also have no idea like all the other wallets that are involved in the transfers, right? So like we need to be able to describe to you, and then you need to check based on what that's publicly available based on these of what wallet fulfills which function and is what we are telling you the truth, right? And that's something that you and in fact the community should verify. But we 99% of the work for you, which is like, here are the wallets that we own, these transfers that we've made, these are the reasons for why we made these transfers, and then you can track those wallets to see whether or not that we are telling you the truth. And we're not here to besmirch our own reputation. We are in fact, again, the fourth biggest protocol in Solana. So like, why the heck would we we're trying to pump your bags and our bags, and like also do it ethically and sustainably, and to do it in a way that's good for the Solana ecosystem. So again, take it or leave it, but we did a cloud audit, and Nick is the one who spearheaded that effort. And like obviously he got help from Jay and FP, like they were involved in that process. But just to be very clear, like Nick was the one who's doing a lot of the heavy lifting for everything. So thank you very much for that, Nick. And moving on, more announcements. There's this wonderful thread by W. W usually attends these streams. Do we have W here? W. I love seeing him on these streams. Oh, this is such a bummer. Well, man, I love seeing him here. Okay, well, W, I don't see him on the stream right now, but I just want to say thank you very much for this thread. It was very, very informative, even for me. And W.Soul says, just in case you didn't read my thread on INF multiply on Camino Finance, I told you it's inevitable for it to become the best strategy. APYs are still volatile, but in some, it will become clear who's the boss. Take notes, people. And you'll see over here, W. Not W is my name, unfortunately. Hey, man, I really appreciate this tweet. This was freaking awesome. And you can see here for the amount of leverage that you are taking. So for less leverage, you are getting way more max APY with INF. So essentially, what are you doing when you loop? When you use the Camino Multiply product, it's very simple. You're looping INF, so you're depositing it as collateral. Asset and then using that to buy more INF. Now Camino does this all for you, but that's what's happening in the background, is that your INF is being loaned as collateral so that you can get more assets to buy more INF. And that's how you're able to get this high APY, right? Because INF's natural APY is anywhere from I'd say 9 to 11%, just depending on how much activity there is in the network and how many fees are being accrued to INF. But the point that I'm trying to make here is that we have really, really high APY for INF using these multiply products, and how it works. You're looping your INF over and over again, and that's how you get this very high APY, up to 27% as of that tweet. So a W to W, pardon the pun. Yes, Danica had the same idea. Thank you very much for that, Danica. Is it Danica? I hope I'm saying it correctly. But yeah, no, this was a very banger tweet, and I just love to see. This is why Sanctum is growing so much, guys. It's not a secret. We just have the we have some of the best DeFi integrations. We have the best LSTs. We have the best liquidity. We work with the best partners: Jupiter, Drift, MetaDAO, Bybit, Crypto.com, and we have so many more in the pipeline. So it's just it's kind of. I mean, I don't want let's not be cocky, okay? But we're doing some cool stuff here, and I'm just proud to see it. Okay, just another strategy that you guys might want to be, you guys just might be curious. I'm glad that I said it right, Danica. Maybe I said it wrong just now. But yeah, another update that I'd love to give is we have, there's just all kinds. This is why LSTs are amazing, guys, right? Like, sake, and no disrespect, but like it's not composable in DeFi. It just sits somewhere. It's capital, and then people like to bring up that LSTs are additional smart contracts risk. Well, it's like, bro, it's the Solana stake pool program. Okay, like this is something that Solana Foundation, Solana Labs, and us all use. So it's kind of like like what are we talking about here? Anyways, but one of the benefits that you get for this called risk is that it's composable DeFi, and this is a use case that Sphere themselves piloted, right? So they're working with Loopscale Labs, and very similar to Camino Multiply, you can get really high APY on your Sphere Soul. So if you're a fan of stablecoins, and I think a very promising new, I don't know if Arnold would be upset. Arnold is the founder of Sphere. I don't know if he would be upset if I if I call it Sphere a stablecoin bank, but it's kind of what it feels like to me. It's even better than a bank, but I don't have a word for that. So, anyways, it's Sphere. That's the word that I have that's better than a bank. But Sphere is one of the best kind of stablecoin banks out there. So if you want to support their project, and or you're already using Sphere, get Sphere Soul and then loop it on Loopscale Labs. That's absolutely phenomenal. Moving on. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. This partner, I love this partner, DeFi Development Corp. Like just a cute, like I've been joking around with the team that we should be rebranding Sanctum as a SaaS with 3 A's, so SaaS. It's a Solana accumulation as a service, right? And that's exactly what Sanctum is. Like if you buy Sanctum LSTs, or you use the Sanctum validator, or you let us run your validator like we do for Jupiter, where I think it's about 5.5 million Sol right now, validator that we run for Jupiter. But like, yeah, that's a Solana accumulation as a service, bro. So like, if you like come to Sanctum for all your Solana accumulation needs, if the only thing that you want in life is just to get more and more and more salami, then you should come to the butchery, because like we have all the meats. So right here with DeFi Development Corp, again, they have their LST incorporated into Camino, which is absolutely phenomenal because it allows you to get max leverage on your DFDV. They are making a lot of moves on Solana. Their marketing is like very splashy, and they just keep constantly coming up with new ways to get distribution for their DFDV Sol. Like that is why I love having them as a partner, because literally their entire thesis and how they operate as a company is just, give me more Sol. I want more Sol. How do I make my DFDV Sol more interesting, higher yield? How do I have really high my validator? I mean, like all this wonderful stuff, which means that for Sanctum, we're just getting millions and millions in inflows. Like this is just a dream come true. I can't believe this is happening. Like we're right in the middle of it right now. So again, DeFi Dev Corp becomes the first public company with Sanctum LST that's integrated into Camino for their Multiply product. Build, stack, Solana. So what to expect in the future? Man, that was a lot of updates. I'm going to take a little break right there. I've been talking for what feels like 40 minutes straight. Nick, I'm going to bring you back on.
Yep, and it's just me.
Yeah.
No.
I've been talking a lot on this. I mean, but there's a lot of stuff, right? I mean,
Yeah,
I'm pretty excited with all the things that we're kicking over here.
yeah, exactly. Yeah, and like
Yeah,
Simon is here, Jason's here. Yeah, sorry. Go on.
there's so many good comments. I just haven't been able to see these comments. It's like, hello, Albus. Hello, always be shipping by Giancarlo. Como stana? Good to see you, my friend. An Albus neck pillow would be sick. I
Yeah,
absolutely love that. That would be great.
yeah, that'll be great.
Auditor Nick, 100%. 100%. Nick is an auditor extraordinaire and has been doing an absolutely phenomenal job. MD says, give merch. Well, I will give merch when you guys give comments. When you give comments, then I will find the loudest person who deserves it, because that's who I want to give it to, is people who are active and focused in the community. I know that I shouldn't have to ask for it, and there are some OGs, but you guys love a good incentive. So if I'm telling you, we have jerseys. That's the thing, and we don't have the plushie, but like there are definitely some things that we have some cool stuff. Nick, how do you like your basketball jersey?
yeah, I love it. Like it's so good. Everybody was like, I want to get one when I wore it to one of the events, and yeah, it was the material is nice. The logo is well printed. The jersey, fantastic, just fantastic.
Don't don't I you know how I made these jerseys, so I don't start making secret jerseys, okay? If I find out that there are like extra jerseys that you just made
Nah,
secretly provider, I will no way, man. We got to keep these for the cloud fam.
yep, just the
And
cloud fan.
you have direct access to the source. I don't trust you.
True, true, true. But I won't. I
Yeah.
won't.
Yeah. Yeah, yeah. Oh, we have Simon here. Hey. Hey Simon,
Simon's here.
good to see you. And I think we also where's our
A
boy?
lot, a lot of
Where is
comments
he?
are up there. Like it's the
Yeah, Cheshik. Oh, there he is. Annyeonghaseyo, Cheshik. How are you? It's good to see you, bro. Yeah, no, I mean, like lots of amazing things that are going on right now. Ito is a professional yapper, unfortunately. Give some water to Ito. Would love some water. And got my eye on one of those jerseys. Ask and you shall receive. But I need to see more positive energy. We have 777 people on the stream. We're going to keep this going. If you thought we were done, we were not even close. Nick, say goodbye. Adios. All right, so going
back to me. All right. So
Oh, man. Hello.
it's to me,
Oh,
right?
man. Oh, my goodness.
Yeah,
Amateur
internet.
hour. I'm sorry, guys. After I got kicked from the stream earlier, like it just ruined all my presets. So sorry about that. But as for what to expect, we have a bunch of things to announce. Something is coming over the horizon, and I'm not allowed to say anything beyond that. There is something that is coming over the horizon. Actually, what am I allowed to say about this? We have been hinting at certain developments at Sanctum. And if you've met me in real life, like I don't even tell some of my closest friends on Solana like what we're cooking here. Like it's all very, very private and secret. Um, and we will be Wonderland season 2. No, I'm gonna say that right now because I don't want any of those. No. I know. I just rather say that right now. No. It's not Wonderland season 2. You degenerates. I know you guys really want to know, but it's not. But actually, what I will say is that Wonderland season 2 is being worked on. That I feel comfortable saying that it's being worked on, but I'm just not allowed to. That's not the thing that's coming in 2 months. I don't want you guys. I can't take that heat. Yeah, Wonderland season 2 would be the easy guess. What can I say? This plan has been in the works before I even joined. This plan started in earnest around January. And this plan is finally like after all the major infrastructure upgrades that we made internally, which makes Sanctum much more performant, so that we were able to scale to $2 billion in TVL. Like that's all the side stuff, you know, like all the stuff that's been public is all the side stuff. Can you believe that? It's not even the it's not even the real stuff that we've been working on. Like all the stuff that you've been seeing over the last like 5 months that I've been yapping isn't even the main thing. Like those are all just like little appetizers to the main course. I probably shouldn't hype this up too much, but like I actually believe I know what the thesis is, and we can finally start being more open as a company because for the longest time we just weren't able to share things, which is frustrating as someone who leads community because like I know things and I'm not allowed to say. But if I'm being you, like that's why I'm bullish. I think that Sanctum can be the next Jupiter, if not bigger. Honestly, and I know if Meow ever sees this, he'll murder me and be like, "You think you're more aggressive than me?" It's all like, no, I don't think I'm more aggressive than you, but I do think that what we're working on next actually has the potential to skyrocket Sanctum to new levels that we haven't seen before. And I'm just incredibly thankful to be on this journey. And there's going to be, here's one other thing I'll tease, going to be an event. Okay. There will be an event. It's not a physical event, but it is. We have plans to take over timelines, and if you guys would like to be a part of taking over timelines, shout out to Nick or to me. Everyone is invited. Yes, you should be excited about it, and we are going to make a lot of noise over the next couple of months. Actually, in about a couple of months, on the timeline, and it's going to be a lot of fun to be a part of the Sanctum community again. The vibes are going to be back. So yeah, something is coming over the horizon. We finally have a date for it, which is amazing because for the longest time it was just we're going and going and going and going and not so sure exactly when it's going to be available. Like we see the end now and it's getting ready. Because a lot of it is already ready, but we're just battle testing it to make sure that it's because that's how we do things, right? Like we don't want to just rush to the finish line and then release it and then it's buggy, right? So like right now we're doing some quality assurance with certain people and ourselves, but man, I am very excited for the stuff that is coming up. My job is going to get so much easier over the next couple of months just because it's just going to be constant humble bragging about all the cool stuff that we do here. But yeah, it's pretty cool. And of course, we do a $50 USDC thread for the forecast thread on X. We actually might consider increasing these. I want more people to be read in these threads and putting these on Super Team Earn. The work that we do here is important. I think that more people should be aware of what we do here, honestly. And every single thread that is made about the stuff that we talk about here absolutely counts. And our next forecast is going to be on July 9th. I cannot make promises because this is 3 weeks from now, but it also, look, I'm going to say this publicly so that I can keep myself accountable. That's more than enough time, I think, to prepare for some pretty big announcements that we want to make. So I think that we might be reactivating the retweet engine for the next forecast and getting people to share that as much as possible. If you've been tuning in this entire time and listening to me talk nonstop from start to finish, if you're wondering how I do it, I don't know how I do it either. I am just stringing one thought next to another, but honestly, I think that Sanctum is the most exciting protocol to work at Solana. There are obviously other protocols that deal with a lot more stuff, but I think it's actually legitimately more exciting to see something small to big. And we were at $0 like a year ago in our TVL, and now we're at $2 billion, guys. And like, just imagine what the next few years is going to look like. And if our thesis is right and the bets that we've placed pay out, like, kind of gives me goosebumps a little bit. I can't believe, I can't believe this is happening. Okay. Thank you very much, everyone, for tuning into this week's forecast. You know that I love you all. I am going to actually stick around here for a little, answer any questions, see whether or not there's anybody who has any comments, suggestions, snide remarks. Let's see. We have Sanctum University. No, I am not Trump. I will not be releasing a university of any kind. Thank you very much. Okay, what else we got? Sanctum Nightclub. No, but we actually started doing some events at hookah bars, which I guess is kind of like clouds, I suppose. So not a nightclub exactly, but we did something a little entertaining along those lines. Let's see. Who else do we got here? Sanctum will bake a new ledger. Ooh. Actually, I am the ledger rep. I've been with her in Berlin this entire week. Like, she comes to the co-working space. I actually will hit her up and I'll ask. That's a really cool. Would you be interested in a Sanctum ledger? Like, if we could have like a Sanctum branded ledger, and the only way you can get it is like to have like a certain amount of S Cloud, or maybe it's like how much INF you hold, but I don't want it to be just for whales. I want it to be like if you've been participating in governance or something like that. I love this idea, limited edition Sanctum ledger. That actually sounds pretty sick. I definitely, and we are friends with the ledger team. They're based out of France, and we have Alkine, who is also French. So Jeshik says, love y'all. I love you too. 사랑해요. 잘 지내고 있었어요. I hope you've been well. D-Row, exciting AF, guys. I agree. It is very exciting. We're doing some cool stuff around here. Anything Sanctum can do with meme coins or stables. I have ideas around stable coins that are being rejected internally, but that's okay. Like, that's it. You have to understand that in a company of this size, like, there's ideas that you can pursue. And like FP has a million ideas, like CW has a million. CW executes our dumb ideas. Actually, they're great ideas. Actually, if it's an FP idea, it's a smart idea. If it's my idea, it's probably not that great. But yeah, like FP, Jay, Jesse. I mean, all the co-founders, even Han Young. I mean, they have a lot of ideas. But point here you have to ruthlessly cut and focus on what you know your core competency is. And so certainly we could do something with meme coins. And we could do something with stable coins. Like that's all possible. We have the gunpowder and to do it, but like, is that something that we can meaningfully compete? Is a completely different question. So the answer to that is I could have just said no, but I wanted to give you context for thinking. So LDGR Soul, DGR Soul. I don't know what this is. Ledger Soul. Ginga's like, is an idiot. And he's like, yes, Ginga, you were correct. I am an idiot. Ledger Soul. That was an I, or I don't know. Ledger Soul would be nice. Maybe we should talk to June and just be like, yo, so when are we doing a stake to Ledger Soul? That would be. Could we do that? Would they be interested? I feel like they don't. Shouldn't Ledger already have a validator? Anyways, I'm doing like BD calls like here, which is hilarious. All right, everybody. Thank you so much for your time. This is Sanctum Forecast, and we will. Yes, they do. Yes, they obviously have that. This has been the Sanctum Forecast. Thank you so much for tuning in, and I will see you on the next one. Adios.